First, let's start by folding our square piece of paper so that we have 6 equal parts. You're going to fold the paper in half. Nice crease. And we're going to fold it into thirds. Take the left corner, fold it up. Looks like 2 triangles if you look here. And here we have 2 equal triangles. We're going to fold that piece on top of that one, similar to the way we do when we make a 6-sided snowflake. Opening this, we find our paper folded in 6 equal parts. This will be perfect for a color wheel. For our color wheel that will show primary and secondary colors, we will need to start with our primary colors. We can fill in our primary colors before we begin with our secondaries. Now what I need to do is make my secondary colors and paint them in the spaces in between. Since we are going to turn this into the iris of an eye, we can also add some different tints and shades to our colors to make it look like the little flecks of light that bounce off of our eyes. So we'll do that by taking a little bit of white and adding it to one of our colors. Maybe I'll work with the orange. Always rinsing my brush in between. I can make a tint of white here, or a tint of orange, and I can add that into my orange with lines that sort of come from the center out towards the sides. This is creating a tint of a color when we add white to it. Tint of the purple that we made. Adds a little depth. These colors can also overlap into the next color if you'd like. To give it a little dimension. I'm going to do that again on the other side. The next step is to set this aside and let it dry. Once our painting is dry, we're going to use a circle tracer, center it on our painting, and trace around. After tracing our circle, we are going to cut it out. And then we need to create a few more details. We're going to have to create the eyeball around the pupil and iris, and also a place for it to sit, so part of a person's face. The next step is to put our iris onto a white piece of paper. And then we are going to draw 2 lines, one coming from the top of the iris to the side of the paper, and from the bottom of the iris to the side of the paper for one side of the eye, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So top of the paper to the edge bottom of the iris to the other edge. That's going to give us our eye shape. We can then cut that out. An iris inside of an eye. We need to place it inside of a face. So we're going to place these onto a piece of colored paper, whichever skin tone you'd like to go for. We're going to glue this all together. Just a few more details and we'll be done. We need to go back to our paint. We're going to use some black paint to make the pupil of our eye, right in the center. Your choice how big this is. It could be very small. It could be a little larger. I would start small. You can always get bigger, but you can't get smaller. Try to make it a nice circle right there in the center. Starting to look like an eye now. We also need some eyelashes. So we're just going to outline the eye. And then on the top you can sort of swoop up with those lines. On the bottom you could do smaller eyelashes. If you would like, you can also outline the iris with a darker color. Maybe you want to do a shade of one of your colors. I'm going to do a shade of blue by adding a little bit of black to this blue. And I'm just going to use it to outline my iris. And that's it. That's how you do it.